Hello there. This begins a two-part series on setting up a new YouTube channel from scratch. This first episode is going to cover how to actually set up your master Google account, and we're going to be covering security as well, how to set up and use two-factor authentication, and some of the things you need to be aware of, and making sure that everything's set up correctly. Let's get started. Welcome back. I'm Fuzzee D, and this is Fuzzee Tutorials. Okay, so we're going to cover in two videos how to set up a YouTube channel from scratch and customize it and all that. So today we're just going to be covering setting up your actual Google account, but by the time you're done, you'll know how to set up a YouTube channel that looks kind of like this, and how to lay out all these sections, and how to set up your introduction video that'll automatically play for new subscribers, and then show something else when it's a returning subscriber. All right, let's get started here. So first thing you're going to need to do once you have your browser up, of course, is you're going to type in accounts.google.com. And then we're going to click on create account. Now you could do it as just for yourself or to manage your business. You don't want to pick for my child. In this case, I think we're just going to go with for myself, because you can use that for a YouTube channel as well. So that's what we'll start with. Now, some of this information I'm going to be hiding because you don't need to see it. So you just put in a name, and you need to use your real information here, because this is something that's going to be have to be verified later when you want to start setting up advanced features for your YouTube channel. And then what you're going to use for your username is kind of important, because that's going to be something that you'll be using as part of your YouTube channel as well. And then we need to set up a password, of course. And we'll hit next. And you'll also need to put in an actual phone number that you can be reached at with, preferably a smartphone. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but it makes life a lot easier if that's what you use. Now, you don't need to know what my phone number is, so I'm going to hide that. And you need to also pick your country as well. And then you need to put in an email address that can be used to, say, for if you're going to have to reset your password or something. So this needs to be a different email account. And you need to put in your birth date. You don't need to know mine, but it does need to be accurate, because this is going to be part of the verification process. And then they're going to ask you to confirm your phone number, which is why it has to be a real one, and why it pretty much needs to be a smartphone, because they're going to send a text message. Now, this is something, you know, it is up to you. Some of these you might want to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and select yes. And then these are your privacy terms and policies. We don't need to go into that. You can read that when you do this and decide if you're going to go ahead with it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is set up a picture. Now this can be any picture you like, but most people, if you're going to be using this for your actual YouTube channel, then you want this to be what you want to show up on your YouTube channel. So in my case, I use a logo, but that's a personal preference. Some people believe that you should use your own face for your YouTube channel because people connect with you better. There might be some validity to that, but I think it's probably about 50-50 in people that have YouTube channels between logos and personal photos. So we're going to add a profile photo. And actually, I'll probably use this one. That's not my normal logo for stuff, but then we can just drag it in. Save that. So I picked something a little different than I use on my other channels so that I can tell when I'm logged in on this one as opposed to the other ones. Okay, and then you've got your personal info. And this is where you can verify this is your email addresses that are connected to it and your phone number and all that. But we're going to go into data and privacy. Now, this is something you probably, if you're going to be using this for your YouTube channel, you probably don't want to have that turned on. And then we'll go back. You are probably going to want to keep your YouTube history on. You probably don't want to have your location history in there. Add personalization, well, that's completely up to you. And then you need to decide how public you're going to allow your information to be. You'll notice I've got my gender and birthday locked down. That's by default. I don't really care if people know what my gender is. So I'm just going to unlock it to anyone. But that's entirely a very personal decision. I'm not suggesting one way or the other what you should do there. Usually I'd like to leave the email address available because this is going to be something you're going to want to have in your actual YouTube channel. Now for just a personal email account, this is probably something that you do want to fill in, but being this is going to be for a YouTube channel, you should probably just leave this stuff blank. And we'll go back. I think that's probably all we need to worry about right now. Now there are some things in here that after you've been up for a while, you're going to want to come in and, if you want to back up your channel, you can come in here and download your data. And now we're going to go to the all-important security section. This is something I very highly recommend that you do. So we want to turn on two-step verification. So we'll just go get started. And we'll hit next. And you got to choose our country so that it puts the right prefix in. And we're going to have it send a text message for codes. Now, Sorry, boy. So for right now, it's set up to use text message. And that's actually not the safest way to do things these days. So we're going to open up, show more options. And we're going to choose this one here, Google Prompt. Okay, so now you're going to need to install an app on your phone. So let me just bring up my phone here. Okay. So now this is the program that we're looking for right here, the one with the G on it. So you'll need to install it if you don't have it already. So you'll go to your App Store. If you're on iOS, if you're on Android, then you would go to your Play Store. Now I don't have an Android phone, so I can't show you how to do that, but it's going to be basically the same. You're going to go to the search, and you're going to go to Google. And this is the one right here. That's the one you want. And basically, this is going to be used for the authentication, but it's also a browser and a couple other things. So I already have it, of course, so I'm just going to cancel out of that. Okay, so we're going to, on the phone here, we're going to open up our Google app. And right now it's not showing us any prompts. Log into this new account I've created, so we'll just do that. So we're going to add another account. And it's not giving me my keyboard for some reason. There we go. Oh, I see what I did. I know some of you are probably out there screaming at me right now through the computer, going, how could you make that mistake? Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so now that we're logged in under that account, we can go back to security. There we go. Use phone to sign in. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Two-step verification. Get started. There we go. Now we can select it. And we can continue. And we've got to choose our country. We're going to use, okay, that's just a backup option. That's in case we can't authenticate any other way. So now it's going to send me a text message. And I guess it doesn't actually matter if you see it because it's a one-time code. And then we're going to confirm, turn it on. Now you could set up using an authenticator app. That's actually what this one right here is. But since I've got the other one, don't need to worry about using that. But that, if you decide that's the option you want to use, that's where you can look it up or set it up. That's the one you're looking for in the App Store. I should just go back to the Google app here. And I want to show you what this actually looks like when you use it. Okay, so, and we'll go next. Put in our password. Okay, so now we've got to authenticate on the phone. And you'll see here that the screen has changed on the phone. So I go, yes, it's me. And then you'll see the screen on the computer. Let me in. And that's how you use that. Okay, so now we can get rid of that. Make sure you keep an eye out for the next video where I'm going to show you how to actually go in and set up the YouTube channel and customize it. And I've already got a video on how to design your banner for your YouTube channel. And I will make sure I link that in the next video. We don't need to link it on this one. But you could go to my channel and look it up if you want. If you found this valuable, make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you get notified when I put out the next video. It should be just a few days after this one. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.